folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another board game night of Pandemic here with cKnoor, Briarstone, and Enter Elysium. Say hello, everyone.
Howdy.
Hello, everyone.
Greetings.
Hey. That last turn was my turn, yeah? We just cured and sunsetted the Black Disease.
Mm-hmm. We're
No
doing
more
amazingly
analysis paralysis.
well. It's gone.
So we're back to the Dispatcher, the person who never gets an actual turn for himself. The most
That's okay,
powerful, the most powerful card, I think. The most powerful role, especially with a game with a lot of players, but it'd be a little sad.
I do feel kind of powerful. It does feel good. And you get to stay at my desk and play Tetris.
Just tell everyone where to go. Just doing some fishing in WoW on the other screen.
See, are there any places we're currently really worried about that might actually pop and give us an outbreak?
Yeah, any
Lagos.
place in red.
Yeah, so
Well-
Manila and Sydney, right?
Yeah, because Beijing just went, so it's not going to hit anytime soon. But Manila and Sydney is in here as well, so
Yeah.
they're not going to go until we get an epidemic. But Manila could happen anytime.
And the
Paris
the
could happen
problem
anytime.
which
Lagos.
the problem which might not be apparent is that there are only 9 cubes left in the Petri dish.
Oh.
And if we do get an
Oh.
epidemic, that's going to remove at least half of them, if not
Yeah.
more.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Well, clearing Manila should be very, very high priority. If nothing else, just getting at least 1 cube off of Manila.
Which the dispatcher can do on his own, right?
That's
Technically,
true.
yeah. I can just pop over there.
You can
I can
pop to
actually
Taipei.
leave my desk.
Wow.
That's something.
You need to get yourself exposed to some diseases. Get your hands dirty.
Question. In terms of red cards, who has what?
I have 3.
I have nothing.
I
One.
have 1.
It's a researcher. It's Elysium that has 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Which is
you know
great,
what?
because,
it's actually
you
a
know,
good
that's
idea.
really
You know
good.
what? I'll just pop on over there. I'll go to the research there in Taipei, I guess.
Mhm.
And so that counts as 1.
2,
And if I go into Manila,
It's 2.
it's 2, and then I
Yeah.
could take off 2 cubes or 1 cube. I
You
think
could.
honestly,
Unless
Well,
you
if
want
I
to
could-
move someone somewhere, but
If you
it's just annoying because what I would like to do is go take 1 off of Manila and then take 1 off of Sydney as well, but I don't have
Yeah.
enough.
I think taking 2 off Manila rather than just taking 1 and moving is probably a better idea, because if Sydney does blow up, at least Manila won't be on the verge of blowing up again.
true. Or you could take 1 off Manila and then move 1 person from Chennai to Jakarta. I'm not sure that's a winning move. I'm just pointing it out.
Or move me to Istanbul and I can then teleport to Taipei and, yeah.
Yeah, just take 2 off Manila. I think is fine.
Yeah.
All right. I for some reason, it doesn't feel as strong. I don't know.
Because you're
Well,
not
it's
bossing anyone around.
Yeah, it's because you're out in the world, and the world's a big scary place, especially in Manila.
Did you forget your Game Boy? That would
Yeah,
drive me
probably.
crazy.
Oh,
Or you brought it, but
I
you
forgot
didn't
the
bring a
batteries.
charger.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Extra
Yeah,
batteries.
aw.
Yeah. I'm just looking at little black stripes across my screen currently.
Back in
Alright.
the days when things actually use batteries.
All right. Well, I guess that's that. I can draw cards. I guess.
Don't drop an epidemic.
Well, I'm just gonna draw the regular cards first.
Well, still, don't draw an epidemic.
That's
I
what the
won't.
epidemic-
I won't. Don't worry, guys.
You're super good at this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're good.
Ah,
Baghdad.
we are.
I'll put that down there. Oh yeah, because that's nothing. We ignore
Yeah,
blacks.
it's
Yeah.
nothing.
Hey!
Yeah, I know, right? And the next one is going to be black as well. Oh, damn it.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
It's a first outbreak. We never got one last game, so it's good.
Yay, outbreak meter goes up.
It only
Right.
goes in 2 places though. That's it could be worse.
That's
Three.
3.
Yeah.
Sao
3?
Paulo.
Oh, I
Khartoum,
didn't
and
see the
Kinshasa.
cartoon. I didn't realize that was connected for some reason.
So yeah, so we can't put another cube on Lagos because 3 is the max. So instead, yeah, we're putting a cube on everyone connected there. You put one on,
Khartoum
I
had one already, so Khartoum's supposed to have 2.
yeah.
Khartoum's meant to have 2, okay.
So we didn't have an epidemic. However, the infection rate still goes up.
I don't.
No, infection rate
No.
only goes up on epidemics.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't think outbreaks do
Not,
it.
Yeah.
not only explosions. Okay, good.
No, outbreaks only kill us when they get to like 8. They don't do anything else, other than the fact they ruin your cube pile. But
Did you
Yeah.
add one to Sao Paulo?
yeah,
Okay. I couldn't remember if it already had one or not. So just checking, when disease outbreaks, you move it forward on the outbreak track. You put 1 cube everywhere else, and yeah, that's it. Okay.
Phew.
I guess that's everything then.
Okay. Discard those cards. There we go.
What could possibly get worse?
Operations expert.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I should probably mention just right quick that I have 2 red cards now.
Hi.
Oh, yeah. You... Okay, so...
So you have
1,
2, and
2,
you're in
3.
vanilla.
I can't. I don't have enough moves.
They do all the trades, yeah.
Huh.
Drink some coffee.
I
That's
need.
a shame.
Like, I've got 3 cards. That'll take me 3 turns to pass. 1 turn moving from type. Yeah, I can't do it.
Well, you could give him what, 2 cards?
Well,
1, 2, 3, 1.
what we could do, if we really wanted to... No, oh, yeah, you have 3 cards, so regardless, it's a turn per card. So even if you did make it there, you wouldn't be able to give send them all over. So
I
like
have
there's-
Beijing. If there's a way that you could give the dispatcher 2 cards, and then me and the dispatcher could end up in Beijing, I could either give him Beijing or he could take it from me.
I honestly
So-
think that maybe actually you just using Beijing to go to Beijing and cure it might be better.
Technically.
Okay. I mean, it's not my
Yeah.
turn for a little while anyway.
Yeah,
We're still
I'm-
on the
I'm-
operations
I'm
expert.
sure.
Right?
Yeah, I'm thinking... I feel like I should go to Sydney and remove 2 cubes.
It's still a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's in the discard pile. So it's
Is
not
it?
Someone
about
does
to
need to
pop.
go to Lagos though and start clearing
Yeah,
down
okay,
there.
so I was unsure if it was into this card pile. But if it is, I...
What about Paris? Because
Oh,
Paris
right.
hasn't gone yet.
Yeah,
New York
so...
has, but
2,
Paris hasn't.
3.
Blue's not as dangerous, but outbreaks are
You
not
can
great.
you can kill off Paris. You can actually get there.
Yeah,
Paris.
yeah, that's probably a better idea. So that means I move 1 to Istanbul, 2 to Milan, 3 to Paris, and remove a cube. I could have used my card, I guess, but I didn't want to use my cards because I've got blue and yellow. Okay.
Oh, we need blues. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see what I get. Oh, a black one. That's good. That means I can fly wherever I want if I get to research station.
Right. You might even want to drop one in Paris. I
Yeah.
mean, it's only 2 away from Istanbul, but more research stations are always good. Ideally,
And-
we'd want one in the south,
well-
like Lagos.
We do want one down there.
Balls.
Okay, now the problem with this is because we had an outbreak, Kinshasa and Sao Paulo are not in this card pile, which means it's entirely possible that the card at the bottom of the infection deck might be one of those 2, which will immediately outbreak, which would be horrible because then it would chain reaction to Lagos as well.
Yep.
It's possible, but it's not going to happen
All
because
right,
I'd
so
say it will.
make sure to rub the bottom of the
Don't fate.
infection deck with your mouse first before you
Yep.
draw your card.
Yep. Here we go.
Okay, be careful.
Boom.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's fantastic. Because A, not only do we not get any more black cubes from doing an epidemic here, but that gets added to this card pile, which means more black cards in there, which means more safe draws.
However, the infection rate goes up.
Oh, that's
3.
true.
I suppose it still
Balls.
does. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
And then I draw 3... actually, I
You got to
guess...
shuffle the discards and then put them on top of the deck.
And we're officially halfway through the deck. Not to press you or anything.
Okay, here we go.
Bollocks.
No.
And that is undamn.
I'll do the cubes for this. So, yeah, you moved it up.
You got the cubes.
Sao Paulo, Kinshasa. Khartoum's now at 3. If you draw Khartoum,
Just don't.
Okay.
Just don't.
now you can
Oh, we're
you can only a city can only outbreak once per turn. So even if you do draw Khartoum, it wouldn't chain to Lagos, but still wouldn't be great. Okay, we skip Baghdad.
Once per placing of cubes.
Once per placing of cubes, not per turn. Okay.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think it's placing of cubes. I could be wrong.
I've played previously with placing of cubes, but I don't know if that's right or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Tokyo has 3, but I guess other than that, the world's still safe.
It is per current infection card, so
Yeah.
it can outbreak more than once per turn.
Yeah, so that's my turn.
All right. Great.
Researcher.
I will just point out that if Khartoum infects and then explodes, it
Yes.
sets off Kinshasa.
Yep.
Oh, no, it sets off Lagos, which sets off Kinshasa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we get 3 back-to-back.
And there'd be 2 cubes on Johannesburg. We're down to 12 yellow. So now we hit that point of the game where we're not that far away from curing a few diseases, but we can't afford to because we have to remove cubes.
Yeah.
We do have that mobile, what do I call it? The mobile hospital.
Yeah, but
No one's in a good position to do it.
the mobile hospital is better on the generals because the generals can go from Chennai to
I don't think we
Taipei
have a
and
choice
then
about
run
better
around.
on anyone at the moment.
Yeah.
Who is it? It's the researcher's turn. You're in Baghdad. One,
Yeah.
Now,
two, three.
I was going to go and give cards to the dispatcher, but I can't give the dispatcher enough cards.
Yeah.
So if the dispatcher moves me to wherever you end up, I'll do that
Right.
next turn. This turn, I'll sort the crap out of yellow.
Yeah,
And
which
if mobile
requires
hospital
the
gets
mobile
paid.
hospital.
Yeah. 1, 2.
Because otherwise you
Three.
don't have enough moves to make a real difference.
Yeah, like I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will end up in. I'll choose to end up in Lagos. Yeah, and I'll remove one from Khartoum.
I was going to say, if you do end up in Kinshasa, someone has the Kinshasa card, which means
Oh,
we
okay.
can give that
That's
to you.
me. I think I have it.
Yeah, and giving cards to me
Yeah.
is always okay because I can then give them to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 cubes taken off the board. I'll place them back in the pile. And disaster averted from not first world problems, which actually turned out to be somewhat problematic for first world people.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have guessed?
Turns out we're all connected somehow.
I know.
Irony.
In the great circle of life.
Okay.
Don't
Get
draw
some-
anything bad.
Yeah. Draw good cards.
Okay. I have a black, which just means nothing that much.
Well, these are player cards too, right?
Another black.
So nowhere closer to another cure.
No, very
Yeah.
unfortunate. But at least I can use them to move around, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could.
All right, now we got to infect 3 cities.
Oh!
All right, you get the outbreak counter, I'll get the cubes. This actually goes to 4 places: London, Madrid, Washington, and Toronto, which are all cards that are potentially at the bottom of the infection deck, which means that they could do crazy outbreaks, which is bad. Delhi, we
Yes.
skip.
Okay, so last one.
That's just perfect.
Now, luckily, with Sydney, is one of the cubes goes to Los Angeles, and Orange can't just spawn there, so that cube we can ignore for the rest of the game.
Unless we want to sunset it.
Unless they have, but I don't know
Which
if
I
we're
don't
ever
think
going
is
to be
gonna
able to do that. So
No.
Manila and Jakarta get a cube as well. And
Well, now half
Jakarta's
of the
got the
outbreak track.
risk of being exploded by an epidemic, but Manila's actually okay because I think. Okay, no, we could draw it, but that'd only bring it up to 3.
Yeah. And Taipei's not going to explode anytime soon.
It's Beijing. That's scary.
Yeah, and Tokyo.
Mm,
Yeah.
No, Tokyo's already been drawn, so
I think
Beijing
so.
could go any minute.
Yeah, Beijing could go, and that would bring more cubes to Seoul and Shanghai.
Except we're fine because the generalist can sort that, right? Right, Mr.
Sure.
Generalist?
I
It's
still
my turn now.
have 2 red.
And I'll give you 3 red in my next turn if you can end me next to you.
I will definitely do that.
So is my turn all about just curing things, and specifically I can teleport to Taipei, make my way to Beijing?
Yeah, I
think
think that's
One,
the only option.
2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I'll just remove 2 cubes from Beijing. Is Shanghai a card that we actually have in the deck? Yeah, because there hasn't been an
Yeah.
explosion over here.
so. Yeah, it
No.
must be.
All right, so I'll take 2 off of Beijing because it's going to come up soon, which would just
Yeah.
bring it up to 3.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I hate turns like that. Like my entire turn was just removing 2 cubes. That is not advancing us towards victory.
It's
Mm.
like the problem is that like you're just trying to put a band-aid on it and hope it survives, and which is great when you're the medic because you're actually like, yeah, I'm doing loads of stuff. But when you're anyone else, you're like
Yeah.
literally just putting like, scrubbing the wound and being like, please don't infect again.
A little hand sanitizer, bring
Yeah.
out those little bottles. I just drew 2 red, which brings me up to 3.
Ooh.
Yeah, which opens up
End me
some
next to either of you.
Okay, so who's got the best reds?
I think it's probably better
Oh!
if the patch actually gets it.
All right, so
Oh,
well
wow. We
played.
dodged that one.
we knew it was coming. Santiago is now up to 3 yellows.
Well,
Now, dying from an outbreak is starting to be a possibility.
yeah.
Mhm.
Spreading to Lima's not so bad, but and Istanbul we ignore.
There are worse places. Santiago is quite fine, technically.
All right, dispatcher. You're gonna have
All right,
to work some real magic here.
Yeah.
Dude, we want
I'm
the
honestly
researcher to teleport to me? Is that the idea?
I'm thinking
Either
it's better
one
maybe
of
if the
us.
dispatcher gets secure because no, actually you'll go first, won't you? But only by one.
Yeah, it's better that the generalist has it because it's still three less cards from the infection deck.
And having the extra move is actually quite good.
Yeah, and it opens up the dispatcher to do more dispatchery things, which is generally better. Like the dispatcher's quality of turns is higher than the generalist's quality of turns.
If you could, you might want to move the generalist down to research center because it would allow the generalist to start the turn by curing and then just running hog wild.
That's true. Gives me more actions to actually remove full stacks of cubes.
All right, so
Although
that's
it might be a good
moves.
idea just to leave you in Shanghai, teleport me to Shanghai, and then that way you have enough to get let back down to Sydney and remove a cube from Sydney.
right, but he was at Beijing, so
And Sydney has just exploded.
yeah.
Epidemic could happen.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Right, I see what you're saying. So instead of moving me from Beijing all the way to Taipei, you can move me just to Shanghai.
Yeah.
Then teleport the researcher to Shanghai. That leaves Briarstone with 2 moves, one to move to Sydney, another one to take off a cube. Yeah, Sydney already went, but we could hit another epidemic any second.
And I think since we only have 4 outbreaks left until game over, I think we have to start playing very cautious on that.
It's a fair point.
Probably true, yeah.
I agree. All right, well, that's my moves.
Okay.
Drawing
Draw damn
cards.
cards.
Yep, and I have to discard a couple, I guess, because I've got too many now. I got a special event, remote treatment. Remove any 2 cubes from the board.
Oh.
Play at any time.
Anytime, even during the infection step?
Just waiting for it. It keeps getting like enlarged and shrinking and enlarging and shrinking. It's just bugging me.
We all had that problem.
Yeah, you
Play
need
at
to...
any time during any turn before the infection phase of that turn begins.
Okay.
So you could play it now and remove a cube from
Tokyo.
Tokyo and New York or Santiago. Like,
Can you play it anytime, did it say?
Before the infection.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you can't do it in response to a card. Is Tokyo still no, everything that's got 3 has already gone by.
Okay, so
Santiago's gone by too, though.
So what?
Yeah.
Did New
So
York
we can
go by?
maybe wait.
Yeah, New York had an outbreak.
Yeah.
Well, because at this point we know that there's no epidemic coming this turn, so it's not going to be a problem this turn. The question is, do we want to play it on my turn?
What is the bonus in keeping it? Right, the bonus in keeping it would be to try and sunset disease with an awkward to get to cube.
Well, or if we wait until the next epidemic actually triggers, but before that infection, we'll know what will have 3 cubes that could be reshuffled, right?
Because the infection, the epidemic doesn't trigger the infection. It's the infection status is actually afterwards. Yeah, that would work fine.
So I think save it. Although you're gonna have to discard a card, right, Brian?
I'm gonna have to just discard a couple actually, because you can only have 7 cards, right?
You can discard red. You can discard black.
I don't have any blacks. I do have 4 yellows, however.
We need the yellow cure.
I've got a yellow.
Yeah, so
Really?
don't discard yellow.
Well, I wasn't going to. I was just saying that I have them, so you guys know. But I'll get rid of the red. I think I don't need the red.
Discard red because we're done with red, and I can actually finish off yellow. I can give you that last one.
There we go.
Yeah, that works out really well, I think.
And I still have I have 7, so we're good to go.
You have to infect.
Oh, is the limit 7?
Oh yes, I have to infect.
Yeah, the card limit is 7. Unless you're the archivist, one of your abilities is to have a limit of 8. It's like, woo! They do have another ability though.
Okay, well I've discarded a black.
There's 1, and there's 2.
That's 3 actually now.
Yeah, you need 1 more.
So Paris.
Oh
Soul.
yeah, we're up to 3.
So I'll drop Paris gets a 3rd one. Soul goes up to 2. Manila goes up to 3.
Wow.
That red though.
Oh, actually, I can't see those on my recording if they're off the edge of the board.
Yeah, so put them in the board there. Yeah, I'll probably
Okay.
be cropping things that way too. So, all right, I put all the cubes.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, operations expert.
Yeah.
cKnoor.
Um, if we're, I am slightly pretty sure that I'm gonna draw an epidemic, and I'm wondering if the cities around New York could be at the bottom of the infection deck.
Yes, that's right. London,
So-
Madrid, Washington, and Toronto
yeah,
are both
so
are all really good.
I'm
or bad.
thinking I should just remove one from Paris and go
New
to
York?
London, remove one, and then possibly go to New York.
Or you could remove one from Paris and one from New York.
You
I
could
mean,
also
remove
draw
one
from a
London.
research lab somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
The reason London is bad is because the pandemic or the epidemic could be London.
Yeah,
It
but
could also be Madrid. It could be Washington.
yeah.
It could be Toronto.
Also, and
Or St. Petersburg.
thinking of it, if it's either of the ones that haven't been drawn, they would outbreak both Paris and New York in their current states. So I
Yeah.
actually have to remove
True.
Paris
London,
and
Madrid.
New York.
No.
Yeah, so like
Oh.
so like if I remove from Paris and New York and we draw Madrid, then yeah, Madrid's gonna outbreak, but it's not gonna spread.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, you
And
can
that's-
remove Madrid and London.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
but
still opens
then-
up the possibility that Washington or Toronto would cause a double outbreak. Whereas if you just
Yeah.
remove cubes from Paris and Washington, nothing can double. Which is
Which I-
pretty good.
Which I feel is the safer option.
One,
So I think
two,
I'm good.
three.
Let's see. So if I remove one from Paris, that's one.
Yeah.
And then I can move two to New York.
Or
And
counter argument: remove one from
Yeah.
Paris, move to London, two left, remove one from London, and then place a research station because we're going to start having to focus on blue, but it will be like a couple of turns down the line. But blue's going to become four.
yeah,
I think I
I'm-
like the idea of removing it from New York.
the gamble is if we remove from London and put a research station down, then we're gambling that Madrid, Washington, and Toronto are not gonna be at the bottom of the deck. And granted, there are a lot of other places it could be, but I feel like the penalty for it being one of them and having a double outbreak is harsher than me having a boring turn.
Yeah, we've got to control the outbreaks. You're right.
Yeah, because a double outbreak would bring us close to the brink, and honestly, there's lots of other places that could end up double outbreaking very quickly.
Yeah.
I think if we're gonna lose, it's gonna be losing to outbreaks at this point.
Yeah. I've removed two cubes and I moved two spaces, so now I'm gonna draw two cards and get Sao Paulo and Toronto. I've got three blues.
Oh, all right.
I've got a blue.
We dodged another epidemic because
I've
we're
got
definitely
two
due.
blues.
Everyone
Okay.
meet up in Paris.
Okay. Infection deck.
3 cities.
Chennai. Don't care.
Skip it.
Shanghai. Don't care that
where
much.
we are. I'll put a cube there. That brings us
And
up to 2.
Atlanta.
Brings us up to 1 there. All right.
Well,
That's manageable.
That was
Yeah.
pretty quiet. That was quiet. I like
Yeah.
Don't. You know what they say? They say, "Oh, it's quiet, too quiet," and then someone dies. Don't do it.
Hey, what could possibly go wrong?
And that's where the episode ends.
I think so.
What a way to cliffhanger it.
Dun dun dun. I'm willing to bet we get 2 epidemics in the next part. You just watch. Anyway, that wraps up the videos. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Stay
bye
shiny.
bye.
Later.